In this question, we have given a vector P which is equal to A dot C into B minus A dot B into C. And we need to find to which vector P is perpendicular to, and of course they have given us 4 option over here. Now the property of vector triple product, I can write A cross B cross C as A dot C into B minus A dot B into C. Now if you see the RHS of this equation and the RHS of our question, it is basically same. So I can write P vector as A cross B cross C. Now if P is equal to A cross B cross C, then it means P is perpendicular to both the vector. P is perpendicular to A as well as B cross C. Now in our option, we have C should be our right answer because C is nothing but equal to vector A. B cross C is also the right answer, but that is not given in the question. So any one of these can be the right answer. So in our option, C is the answer. In this question, we need to find the angle between the diagonal of a cube and one of the edges. So first I'll draw a rough diagram over here. So let's say this is our cube. Okay. All right. And let's assume this as y-axis, this as x-axis, and this as z-axis. Then I can call the common vertex as origin O. And we need to find the angle between the body diagonal. So I'm pointing this and I'm calling this point as A. And any one of the edges, you can consider any edge. I'm considering the x-axis edge. So I'm calling this point as B. So we need to find the angle between OA and OB. For the sake of simplicity, we can consider this cube to be as what? Unit cube, means each length is equal to 1 unit. So the position vector of OA can be written as I plus J plus K, and the position vector of OB can be written as I unit vector. And we need to find the angle between the body diagonal OA and the one edge OB. You can consider any edge. I am just considering OB over here. So with the dot product property, I can write OA dot OB as magnitude of OA into magnitude of OB into cos theta, where theta is the angle between OA and OB. Now I'll just put the values over here. I plus J plus K. Just substitute the value over here. Magnitude of OA will be equal to root 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. Magnitude of OB will be equal to 1 square and cos theta. So I can write, now first let's solve LHS. I dot I will be equal to I square, that is nothing but equal to 1 because the angle between them is 0 degree and cos 0 is 1. The angle between I and J and I and K will be 90 degree. Therefore I dot J and I dot K will be equal to 0. So LHS is simply 1, RHS is root 3 into cos theta. From this I can write cos theta is equal to 1 upon root 3, or theta is equal to cos inverse of 1 upon root 3. Now if you look into option A should be our answer. In this question, we have given vector A, B and C which form the side BC, CA and AB of a triangle, and we need to check that which of the following option is correct for this particular triangle. So first I'll draw the rough diagram for the triangle. So let's say this is our triangle A, B and C. The side opposite to vertex A is vector A, opposite to vertex B is vector B, and opposite to vertex C is vector C. Now for any triangle, I can write AB plus BC plus CA is equal to 0. This is the property of the vector in a triangle. So I could just substitute the value over here. So I can write this thing as A plus B plus vector C is equal to 0. Now if I pre-multiply both the side with vector A, cross multiply with vector A, I can write this thing as A cross A plus B plus C is equal to A cross 0. Now this will become A cross A plus A cross B plus A cross C is equal to 0. and a cross a is nothing but equal to 0 because this is nothing but parallel vector. So I can write a cross b as equal to minus of a cross c, and again I can write this thing as equal to c cross a. This is the property of vector, that a cross b is equal to minus of b cross a. This is the property of cross product. So using that property I can write minus a cross c as c cross a. I will write this equation as, so I'll just first copy this thing. I'll write this equation as equation curve. Now similarly, if we do the cross with b, pre-cross with b, I can write this equation as a cross a plus b plus c is equal to b cross 0. Again, I can write b cross a, b cross b will become equal to 0, so I am not writing it, plus b cross c, and this whole thing is equal to 0. Now I can transfer b cross a over here, so I can write b cross c as equal to minus of b cross a, which is nothing but equal to a cross b. Now if you observe equation ka and equation kha, I can write a cross b is equal to b cross c is equal to c cross a, and which is nothing but option B. In this question we have a fair coin and we are tossing it for 5 times, and then we are assigning a variable x which can take the value of 3, 4 or 5 for 3, 4 and 5 consecutive number of heads. Otherwise the variable x takes the value -1. That is for the case when 0, 1 or 2 consecutive head comes, it will take the value -1. So first of all, the total number of possible outcome over here will be 2 raised to the power 5, that is 32, because when we toss a coin there are only 2 possibilities, head or tail, 2 possibility, and when we are throwing it for 5 times the total possibility will be 32. 2 raised to the power 5, that is 32. Now we can make a rough table over here. So let's say in this table, first row is for number of heads. So number of heads either can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually this is the total number of consecutive head. How many consecutive head will come, that is this number. It's not the total number of heads, it's the number of consecutive heads. And the variable x we have assigned. If we get 0 consecutive head, 1 or 2 consecutive head, x has assigned the value -1. It is given in the question. And for 3, 4 and 5, it has assigned the value 3, 4 and 5 respectively. And p of x is the probability of getting consecutive head. Like for 0 head, the probability is that in all the cases, in all the 5 tosses, you are just getting tail, 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 right? That is the case when 0 head comes. So this is nothing but basically what, 1 out of 32. Only once it can happen in all 32 possible throws that you will not get a single head. So that is for what, the 0 consecutive heads. Now for 1 consecutive head, I can have either head, tail, 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 or tail, head, tail, tail. Likewise I can write tail, tail, or. Now we are interested in the number of consecutive head. So we can also take this case also, HT, head, tail, head, tail, tail, because now 2 heads are not happening consecutive. We just want 1 consecutive head. So this can also be our case. Likewise other cases can be. So if we count, these are basically 12 cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So for one consecutive head, we can have 12 cases. So the value will be what? 12 out of 32. I can start putting these values over here. So for 0 consecutive head, we can have 1 out of 32 chance. For one consecutive head, we can have 12 out of 32 chances. Similarly, now for 2 consecutive heads, I can write the values as this for 2 consecutive heads. So it can also be head, tail, head, head, and tail. Tail, head, head, tail, head. So these are nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that is nothing but 11 out of 32. So for 2 consecutive head, the value will be 11 out of 32. Now similarly, we can do it for 3 consecutive heads. So if you want 3 consecutive head, it can take the value as head, 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 tail. Head or head, tail, head, head, head. So these are nothing but the 5 values over there. So 5 out of 32 for 3 consecutive head. So the probability is 5 out of 32. Similarly, for 4 out of 32, it can either take the value tail and then all the heads together consecutive, or head, 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 and then tail. That is nothing but what? 2 out of 32. So for 4 consecutive head, I can put the value 2 out of 32. Similarly, for 5 consecutive head, it can just only be one case. All 5 head together, only one such case can happen. So that will be 1 out of 32. And we are supposed to find the expected value of x. Expected value is nothing but the mean of x. So expected value, we can write expected value of x can be written as summation of pi into xi. So we just put these values over there from this table. So this is our pi, this is our xi. So this will be 1 upon 32 into minus 1 plus 12 out of 32 into minus 1, again 11 out of 32 into minus 1 plus 5 out of 32 into 3 plus 4 into 2 out of 32 plus 5 into 1 out of 32. So if we just solve this thing together, so of course we can take 32 as the LCM, and in numerator we can have minus 1 or minus 12 minus 11 plus 15 plus 8 plus 5, and if we do this calculation, this will be equal to 4 out of 32. That is nothing but 1 upon 8. So A should be our answer. In this question, alpha and beta are the real roots of the equation k plus 1 tan square x minus root 2 lambda tan x is equal to 1 minus k, where k cannot be equal to 1 and lambda are real numbers. And one more thing they have given us, that tan square alpha plus beta is equal to 50, and we are supposed to find the value of lambda. So what we can do is that first I'll write this equation over here, k plus 1 tan square x minus root 2 lambda tan x. I can transfer this on the LHS, so I'll get this term as what? K minus 1 is equal to 0. This is nothing but the quadratic equation in terms of tan x. So over here I can imagine this term to be equal to A, this is equal to B, and this is equal to C. So this is like the standard quadratic equation in terms of tan x. So what we can do over here is that we know that sum of roots are nothing but equal to minus b by a. So I can write sum of roots as tan alpha plus tan beta is equal to minus b by a. So that is nothing but equal to root 2 lambda upon k plus 1. So this is our b minus root 2 lambda, minus of minus will become plus, and a is nothing but k plus 1. Similarly, product of roots can be written as c by a. So that is nothing but equal to k minus 1 upon k plus 1. So roots we are taking as tan alpha and tan beta because it is the quadratic equation in terms of tan x. Now from this information I can get a hint that we need to apply this formula somewhere. So what I'll do is that I'll just simply apply the formula tan alpha plus beta as tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha into tan beta. So I'll put those values over here, tan alpha plus tan beta in numerator, and this value will use in denominator. So my this term will become root 2 lambda upon k plus 1 whole divided by 1 minus k minus 1 upon k plus 1. Now we'll try to simplify this expression. So I'll get root 2 lambda upon k plus 1. I can take this denominator as 1. So k plus 1, sorry, over here. Then I'll get k plus 1 minus k plus 1 upon k plus 1. So I can cancel this denominator over here, and this term will simply become root 2 lambda upon 2, or this can be written as lambda upon root 2. This is nothing but the value of tan alpha plus beta, but tan square of alpha plus beta is nothing but equal to 50. So first I'll do the squaring over here. So I'll get tan square alpha plus beta as equal to lambda square upon 2, which is also equal to 50, which is given in the question. From there I can write lambda square is nothing but equal to 100, or lambda is nothing but equal to plus minus 10. Now if we look into our option, we can see that C should be our answer.